evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Today is Tuesday, May 19th.
Today is June 1st.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong. Okay, well, hold on. Let me find the right agenda.
The date on the agenda is wrong.
Is it? Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, the date is
I
wrong.
still got the right one up here.
Yeah, that's the right one.
The date is, so it's correction on the date.
Right. Let's start again. I guess.
Okay, great. City of East, Monday, June 1st, 2020, 6:41 p.m. The City of East Cleveland Agenda Review Meeting via Zoom is called to order. Dr. Guy, can you call the roll, please?
Counselor Austin,
Present.
Counselor Stevenson,
Present.
and Counselor Smith.
Present.
We have our law director, Willa Hemmons, on the line.
Hello.
That's all from administration.
Yeah, they're very busy right now.
We have
Thank you.
one couple of residents on the line.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate them. Matter of fact, first we have remarks of the public on agenda items only. Please, any remarks from our great public?
Oh, sorry about that. Mr. Irby, I don't know if he has any remarks.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ordinance 1520, the operation to drug treatment center. Why are y'all putting it next? Well, why are they trying to put it next to a school? And I don't think that should be done rightly. That should be moved somewhere down to the other end of East Cleveland, not nowhere near schools. And then this other one. When are we done with this stormwater project? Because this is another 1920. I'm sorry, ordinance 1920. When are we done with this stormwater project? Because again, I keep seeing more of it popping up. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Irving.
Mhm.
Are there any other residents on the line? Hearing none, we move on. Minutes to be approved, Dr. Guy.
Excuse me, Council Martin, you have to unmute yourself. Still hear me if you're muted. Okay, I'm getting ready to read the minutes, so. See you. Okay, so I'm gonna turn you off my phone.
All right.
She's to control that. And the mute,
Hello?
the mute
Yes, sir. Welcome, Councilman Martin.
over
Right
here.
here.
Now, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. Hello, sir.
Mhm.
Okay, so the minutes that are shown here are the ones that you all said that you didn't get a chance to review from the last go around, so they're back on. So
Okay, thank you.
we're already corrected. Councilwoman Stevenson had a few corrections, so.
Unmute me, you unmute. Mute me, you mute.
Thank you. So we move the minutes
Playing games.
to the regular council meeting with the corrections made.
Right.
Yeah.
That's mute. And you get.
Yeah.
Next, we have reports and announcements from Mayor Brandon L. King. Madam Law Director, do you have anything that you have with the mayor?
Yes, in response to Mr. Irby on ordinance 1920, the ordinance relates to preliminary work that has to be done. We got a grant from the,
She can mute you on the.
hello? Pardon? Oh, we got a $2 million grant from the Cleveland Division of Water. And so this is
Hey,
preliminary work for the.
can you hear me now?
Yes, Counselor Martin. Anyway, this is preliminary work that has
Hello?
done.
Hello?
They can hear.
We can hear you.
Didn't see anything. I don't think.
We can hear everyone. Madam Law Director is speaking.
This work is preliminary to the resurfacing of Euclid Avenue.
You are viewing that.
In order to resurface Euclid Avenue, some preliminary work has to be done regarding fixing the underground infrastructure. And so with Representative Keisha Chambers got us a $2 million grant. And so this
We got the
represents
video right here.
their
That
portion.
right here.
the
You don't want to stop the
$239,630.
video, right?
No. And you can check right
Relates to the engineering, design, and administration. And then they will help us to develop the bidding of the contractors who are going to do the work. So this is preliminary work for Euclid.
This is crazy. We
Hold it, Rowdy. You're here now.
can go
Thank you,
upstairs.
Madam Law Director.
Yeah, tell them what's not going through. Here, go upstairs.
Next, we
Go back
have
and turn this off.
receipts of communications and petitions.
Counselor Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
just
It's yours.
me, Councilor Martin, and Councilor Daddy.
Pardon?
Councilor Martin?
We need this, we need to come up a meeting. All this stuff is not.
I'm gonna mute them because it's some interference.
Please, it look like they left anyway. They walked out.
Yeah,
They-
it looks like they did, yeah. Okay,
That's fine. No problem. No problem.
at this time, no receipts of communication.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we have reports on council committees. Madam Vice President.
No reports at this time. General services and administration will resume once we get past the COVID. And I guess now these needs to march in the community.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Mr. Councilman Tim Austin.
Council President, I'd like to reserve my remarks for the council meeting tomorrow for contracts and property. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilman Austin. I would also like to reserve my report for tomorrow's regular council meeting on the finance committee. Thank you. Proclamations, Eleanor Forbes Shelton.
Yes, this was from request from a former council member.
Hello,
Can you hear me?
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we
we
can.
can hear you.
Dr. Guy,
Yes,
She has control. She can mute us.
She can mute us.
it's not muted.
We've been
where are your speakers at?
down at the
Right
bottom.
here.
You are not muted.
No, where is your speaker for your thing at?
Well, we heard them when they came on.
When
So
it
it ain't
first came
nothing
on,
wrong.
then it just went out.
But we can still hear them.
You are not muted.
Let me see if I can text, let me call him right now. Nate,
Please.
Wow, I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
Where your actual.
Speakers is right there, right?
We heard them
So
when
you,
they came out.
so where does the noise come out of? Right here?
Yes.
Or sometimes it comes out, the last time it came out my phone. I'll turn that on. This year. Hello?
Councilman
Yeah,
you're,
the mayor's down here, we can't hear nothing.
yeah, you're not muted on my end.
Yeah, but we unmuted it, I know, I
So-
can hear you on my phone, but I got,
They must
Brandon
not
down
have
here
any
trying to get it to
audio.
work too.
They must not have any audio.
Right.
know
You
you
need
get
you
Belinda
need
down here.
computer, you need the
It ain't
computer
coming out.
audio, man.
Dr. Guy, can you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's not, Brandon's on the computer down in the council office and we can't, there's nothing coming out. I can see, can you see Brandon at the top? Okay.
When is we gonna get back into the courtroom to have this meeting? Where we supposed to? This is not working.
What,
the audio and everything. is working.
well, maybe we need to get Belinda
But they can,
Michael to come down. Maybe
they
some,
can hear through the phone.
President,
I can hear a
Council
little,
President.
Yes, sir.
but I can't hear that well. We can hear a little bit now, but we can't hear it
When
well.
they come in,
Down.
I don't see where the
when you first come
volume
in,
is.
you know you gotta select that.
It's supposed to be at the
Use your
bottom of
computer
the
or use your
page, Mayor.
telephone.
I'm
audio
here at the
first come
bottom
on.
of it, but I don't see how you turn it up.
Dr. Guy, how do you turn it up?
You see the
Two speakers on
microphone?
your keyboard.
I see the microphone, so I did that.
Okay, so you have to turn the computer volume up,
That's what I'm trying to do.
which means
You
you
hear-
might have to exit the full
Sometimes,
screen
Mayor,
to see the computer volume.
Here's the output
then
volume.
sometimes on the keyboard, there's actually a speaker, smaller than the large one. It's a large one to let the volume go up a
You
little bit.
cannot test the sound like the different speaker.
And it's going on 7.
Hear you, Mayor.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
We can hear
Oh, good
you all the
deal.
time.
But I can't hear y'all.
Huh.
The mic shows that it's working.
You got the volume up?
I got the volume up.
How'd you hear that?
Automatically join audio computer.
Why don't you, this
Oh,
is
that should do it. That should do it right there.
I
Can you hear us? Check 1, check 2. Check
Check
1.
one. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
We can hear you the whole time. Can you hear us?
I think y'all
Yes.
good
Turn
now.
up the phone, see.
Can you, Nate, can you hear okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yes, we can hear you the whole time. Greetings, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah, well,
That's probably what.
yeah, I'm gonna turn the phone off. Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yes, welcome.
You can turn it down a bit.
Okay, now Councilor Martin,
Yes.
when Councilor Smith is talking, you and Councilor Gowdy we can hear the background chatter. So if you can mute yourselves
What is that?
talking or
Here comes. Low reacted to it.
okay,
All right.
you are- continue.
Yes.
Have you started?
Yes.
Proclamations.
I can hardly hear
Oh.
Ernest. I can hear you, Dr. Guy, but I can't hear Ernest that well.
Okay,
Proclamations.
we're on proclamations, Counselor. Can you hear me? Okay, so the proclamation for Eleanor Forbes Sheldon was at the request of former Counselor Gaddison. She is a resident of East Cleveland, so that will be available to you all
Oh, they almost finished?
on the in the reception area.
We didn't even do
Thank
our
you.
report. Look.
Bids.
I'll send it to you all in the morning via email, but it'll be on the.
We can go back.
for you to sign.
Hello?
Seeing no bids, we move on to legislation.
No, hold it before you go there.
Seeing
Can you hear me?
bids, we move on to legislation.
No, wait 1 second.
Wait, for what? What's wrong, Councilman?
Uh,
What's wrong?
God is in the office with me, and hold it 1 second.
We supposed to wait while your phone ringing?
Hello?
Dr. Guy, can you please read, move the legislation, please?
Thank you.
Yes, ordinance number 12-20 is the second read, an ordinance enacting and adopting the second supplement of the Code of Ordinances for the city.
They don't pass the paper sign.
Sponsored by Ernest L. Smith, sponsored by Council as a whole. This is the American Legal.
Thank you. So do we have a consensus to move ordinance number 12-20 to tomorrow's regular council meeting?
Yes, Brother
Yeah.
President.
Thank you. Dr. Gotti, next, please.
Okay, ordinance number 15-20 is a second read and granting a conditional use permit pursuant to section 1123.03 AAA and section 1123.03A for LLC operate a place of education and a drug treatment center at 15011 Euclid Avenue, East Cleveland, Ohio, requested by the Community Development Director, sponsored by Timothy R. Austin, Council at Large.
Thank you. Councilman Austin?
Yes, this is a conditional use permit to allow another business to operate in our city. There's been some discussion about the location for this particular type of business. However, the business does provide benefit where there's already some issue with people all day. Conditional use permit should be granted and this legislation should be moved forward. We either vote it up or vote it down. And that's my position because we need the service, period. Where we put it, you know, I guess the person is gonna provide the service within the city kind of picks their own venue. So more to follow because we do have a say, but I don't think there's as big an issue as it could be if, you know, we didn't have it at all. So more to follow. I say this legislation should be moved forward and the city needs the services, period.
Well, they don't need them next to the school.
Is there any more discussion?
They
I
don't
agree. We
need the
don't need it
services next to the school.
Is,
Excuse me, Council.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is the place, Brandon and Michael, where they're gonna go to the Privé place?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. Let's move it forward, as far as I'm concerned.
Council President.
Yes, hold on, Mr. Chief. Council Mark, can you repeat that last part? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I said I'm okay for it to go forward. It's gonna be in Privé. Okay, it's back next to Family Dollar. It'll be fine there.
No, it will not be
maybe
fine
1,000
there.
feet
It
from.
will not be fine
It
there.
may be 1,000. I'm talking now.
So what?
Maybe, yeah, but I have the floor right now. I didn't
So
interrupt
what?
you.
You interrupt everybody else.
Please. So I'm all right with that. No
But I'm
more needs
not.
to be said.
What do you mean no more need to be said? You can't
With
tell
me.
nobody what to say.
With me.
I'm not okay with that. And I'm not about to
Well,
sit
if you're
here
not okay
and
with that,
let
that's fine.
you overtalk me.
Thank you, colleagues. Chief of Staff?
Yes, I just like to remind council that there's a mental health facility that's closer to Shaw High School than this building is. It's, matter of fact, it's directly across the street from Shaw High School next to the gas station going east. So there's a mental health facility closer to Shaw High School than this treatment facility will be. And
I don't care what's over there. All of it needs to go. All of it needs to go. Don't nobody else have no mental health facility, no alcohol and drug, no drug treatment in their main facility. Not Parma, not Shaker, not nobody. What's up, East Cleveland?
What is our main facility? What do you mean by main facility? What do you mean by that?
We
That's
already
what I
got one.
said. What do
What is
you
a
mean?
main
If you go
facility?
to Shaker, you're gonna go to Shaker to the Shaker Circle and you're gonna find a drug treatment place over there in the circle? No. Are you gonna go to Parma on the main drag of the city and find a drug treatment facility? No. Do they
Parma
have
actually
alcohol
does
and
have-
drug
Parma
treatment
actually does
facilities
have
on
that.
their main drag? No.
Parma actually does have that.
Well,
So does downtown
this is
Cleveland.
supposed to be, this is supposed to be the 21st century, okay? And it doesn't sound to me like this city is ready to move forward with anything but what it's been doing in the past. Because what you have on Euclid Avenue at this juncture is a result of the past, and it certainly should not be a result of your future.
Well, I hope, Council Vice President, you're not suggesting that we put it on a residential street.
I didn't tell you where to put it. What I said was that it does not need to be by the school. There are any number of places that it could go. There's land everywhere in this city, and if they really want to help us, why don't they build a building and pay some property taxes?
That's right.
Oh, God.
I agree with that. No,
Uh,
tired of the same stuff over and over again.
Right. I mean, when are we going to get to the
when is we
place
gonna
where we
wake
are
up?
actually doing business?
Same result.
That's what this is.
Having a
High-flying.
drug treatment, that's not business. And let me tell you something else. I can assure you that we put this thing over there in Privé, and we're gonna look up, and it's gonna be people coming from every part of this county into East Cleveland for this treatment, and it's gonna be out of control.
So Councilwoman, there are people coming from all over Northern Ohio right now buying drugs on Euclid Avenue. At least we can have a place.
That don't mean that we should be famous.
Can I finish, Councilwoman?
No.
There is, because you don't agree with me, doesn't mean you're right. Council President, there are people coming, and as well, you know very well, Council President, there are people coming from all over Northern Ohio buying drugs, moving into our city, and all around Shaw High School, which that also impacts the prostitution that goes up and down Euclid Avenue, and we have no treatment of this. So to suggest that we should stop this from moving forward there is no plan B that is being offered in this meeting. If we don't treat people, all we're going to do is have a growing population of drug addicted people. And you can see the population is changing all around Shaw High School, Strathmore, Orinoco. The complexion of people are changing because they're chasing heroin in our city. And we have no response to it. And to suggest that because it's on Euclid Avenue near a high school, this place will service high school students. They will have a partnership with the high school because those kids are impacted either themselves directly or their parents. We should have a treatment center in the high school.
Right. Yes.
That's how bad this problem is.
Yes.
And to suggest that Euclid Avenue is going to change, yes, we need to make a change because we have no answer. We have no entity. This place is so credible that the economic development arm of the state, Jobs Ohio, is giving them $400,000 to get the business off the ground. Thank you, Council President.
Okay, and we got one. Right, we already got one. We don't need
wait a minute, hold on.
Thank you.
Okay,
Excuse me, I'd like to say something. I would like to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
We already get one treatment. We do not need to. If y'all said that we have one across the street by the gas station, that should be enough. We are tired of people just dumping everybody up in here and all these gas stations selling alcohol. We got so many stores is selling alcohol, and alcohol, drugs, and what is you telling our children, And then we have children, and you don't even know what state of mind that person might be in at the time when they come and get their treatment. It's like a zombie already out here. People is already on drugs and alcohol out here, and they definitely need treatment. To look at our neighborhood. We do not need that in our neighborhood, and I hope you don't vote for it.
The place across from Shaw is a mental illness facility.
And that's fine.
Right? There's other
When
places
you
that
take
drugs
drugs, it's mental. When you take alcohol, it's mental. When you take too much of anything, it's mental.
Okay, everybody, great debate. Nothing wrong
No,
with it. Nothing wrong with a great debate.
Mr. Smith, Ernest
Yes.
Smith,
Yes, sir. Yes, Councilman Martin, go right ahead.
I'd
sir.
like to say that we're always going to have drug issues until we die.
That's
But they
right.
always come up with something new. We do need to treat it, and having it on Euclid Avenue, I see the benefits of having it on Euclid Avenue, where we have the cops are up and down the street all the time.
They mental.
Okay,
Some of
prostitutes are up and down the street all the time, and there's so much we can do about that. But this is an opportunity for us to at least have some treatment. Okay, so we need to move forward on that because at least we're doing something.
We get
Right.
we
We're
get
not
the
doing
treatment down the
Thank
street.
anything,
you, Council.
we're not
We
Thank
doing
you, Council.
anything
Down the street.
positive.
Councilman
that
Martin,
will
if you can adjust the
make
camera
money.
so we can get a good look at you there.
Well, that's enough treatment. We need to get with them. We need
And I
options.
agree with Ms. Gowdy.
We need options. We
And-
just
and-
can't.
and just
Can't
because
say the
we
first thing
haven't,
that comes out of
and-
people's mouth, they sound good. We got the dump. You remember how the dump sound? It's supposed to be a
Dr.
recycle.
Guy?
Yeah.
We don't want to hear the same mistakes over and over again. No.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move it to the regular council meeting and either vote it up or down.
Right.
and we're gonna
Let's do that.
we're gonna boycott it if y'all put it over there now. I'm telling you now,
Oh,
boycott.
you are?
Yes, we
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Don't do
Exercise
drugs.
your
You don't
constitutional
worry about
rights,
it.
So
Corinne
if you get a
Stevenson.
sign that says
Boycott.
don't do drugs, that would be
Because
great.
it ain't
Now,
gonna be
don't-
right.
You
Y'all
go
got
I
board
know
that
that
now.
Councilman
we did
Smith
too much
Ward,
damage
but
in
I'm
our city
still gonna
already.
boycott. We
Too
gonna
much damage
boycott
done.
it.
You have a sign that says don't do drugs, that would be great.
Thank you very much. We now move on, Dr. Guy, to ordinance. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you all. Now we move on to ordinance number 17-20, Dr. Guy.
Ordinance number 17-20 is a second read, an ordinance amending chapter 356 of the codified ordinances of the city of East Cleveland to change
This does have to be
reserved parking for city council use from 5 parking spaces along the north retaining wall of the western portion of City Hall to the eastern portion to 2 spaces along the north retaining wall of the eastern portion and 3 spaces along the north retaining wall of the western portion of City Hall. Requested by Council President Corinne C. Stevenson and sponsored by Council Vice President Corinne C. Stevenson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Vice President, Corinne Stevenson.
I'm the one that's sponsor that.
I'd like to ask the council to move this forward so that everybody is safe as we travel to and from these meetings.
What did we do when I brought up the fact that Dr. Guy, who's here more than anybody, is she in this legislation?
There's only 5 parking spaces, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, but Ernest acquiesced his spot.
Yes.
So we got a spot for you and we got a spot for Gowdy. So do we have a spot for Dr. Guy? Do we?
It would
It's
be
supposed to be. We said
Well,
that
no.
last time.
That's the question I'm asking.
So, thank you, Council. No, there is not a designated spot for Dr. Guy, given the.
No branch of government has 100% of
Yeah.
their staff assigned to a spot.
No branch of government has 100% of their staff assigned a spot, but given the makeup of council, again, that council is part-time. Now, we appreciate, and I certainly appreciate the fact that you guys are putting in a lot more work and you're showing up at hours during the day. I think that's fantastic. We can rebuild East Cleveland together. With that in mind, having 5 spaces, we believe that your council clerk will be accommodated with those 5 spaces, because we don't see that all 5 councilors will be here and the council clerk will be here during business hours, those 8 hours of the day. So that's the thought behind that.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Kay. I'm going to make a slight correction. Council is definitely 24 hours a day, maybe We don't spend enough, as many hours in City Hall as the administration and all of our great hard workers. But council was definitely 24 hours a day. And if anything, Dr. God deserved my partner space first because she spends 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours in City Hall more than everyone on council.
Absolutely. And Council President, I was just speaking in regards to how the charter reads. So
Absolutely.
The way the charter reads is what I was saying.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, any other discussion on this?
Yeah, I want to read this section to make sure that everybody's aware of the second whereas, where it says the council has elected to initiate an ordinance requiring that 5 reserved parking spaces be designated solely for council's use during the hours of 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. weekdays, weekends, and holidays, with appropriate signage posted an orange traffic cone barrier station in which subject violators to a fine of $500 or more, as well as removal and storage of vehicles illegally parked. So is that going to be enforced? That's my question. Because the question over the last, all the years, the 20-some years I've been up here, up there, sometime it would be enforced, sometime it wouldn't be enforced. So that's my question to the administration. Is if we go along with this, and I'm not going to hold it up, is it going to be enforced?
So thank you, and I'm glad we brought that up. You'll have 3 spaces off of Beresford. You'll have the first 3 spaces, and then we're going to move you 2 spaces closer to the actual build. So you will have 5 spaces. It will be enforced as best we can. We have new signs. I was with the purchasing today to see when those signs are coming in. Once we get the new signs in, we will begin to adhere to the signs. I need the keys, council, to the gray car, the council's gray car that's down there now, so that when we get the signs in, we can move that car. We don't have keys to it. But
Okay.
I'll have that truck, that building and housing Jeep, I'll have that moved.
Thank you. That's no problem.
Okay.
One
last question, guys.
Yes. Yes, sir.
The other point in there, the orange traffic cone barrier. What about that? That's to the mayor. The orange traffic
cone barrier. I'm not sure. What are you asking?
Is it going to be in the spots when they're not parked in the spots? I think that's the purpose of having it, right?
Yeah, that's fine if you want those, but then you guys will just have to move them when you get ready to park. That's
right.
No problem. Yeah, we can do that.
I think that would prevent a lot of pedestrians or people to come there parking in the spaces, and it probably would prevent some employees who may have been parking in the spaces. I think you almost have to have that there.
Okay. No
Otherwise, I'm all right with it. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you. So we'll be moving ordinance number 17-20 to the regular council meeting. Next ordinance number 19-20, Dr. Guys, first read.
Ordinance number 19-20, first read, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for $239,630 with OHM Advisors of 60001 Euclid Avenue, Suite 130, Cleveland, Ohio 44103, for the purpose of developing a scope and cost proposal for the engineering, design, bidding, award, and construction administration services for the installation of 7,795 linear water lines in sections determined to be in poor condition on Euclid Avenue. That'd be Belvoir to Hastings, Superior to Forest Hill, Lee to Grasmere, and Sheldon to Hastings, pursuant to the Cleveland Division of Water's Suburban Water Main Renewal Program for the Euclid Avenue Water Line Replacement Project, requested by Brandon L. King, sponsored by Timothy R. Austin, Councilor at Large, Ernest O. Smith, Council President, Nathaniel Martin, Councilor at Large, and Juanita Galli, Ward 2.
Thank you, Dr. God. Councilman Austin.
the bench that bring the road.
Counselor, your audio.
Yeah.
Counselor Austin, your audio is not working.
Hello? Hello? Here you go.
Yes, we get you better now.
Agree. This legislation will allow us to get the infrastructure reset on Euclid Avenue prior to reserve by the pilot.
Hello?
I think he let's see, where is he?
I'm sorry, did you ask a question of me?
No.
Yeah, I got a question where I think we lost the audio on Smith. Is this the OHM, right? Yeah, OHM.
Yes.
What's that lady name?
Keisha Chambers.
Yeah. Did she ham in on the going out to bid stuff? Since this is a $200,000 contract?
Is our law director still with us? I know she spoke with Keisha and she's supposed to be on the call last Thursday.
Right.
And I'm not sure if she was contacted for tonight or for tomorrow, but she is well aware of your question and will respond to it.
Who the law director or Keisha?
Our 230.
I'm still on.
All of that is
Keisha.
written into, all of that's written into the
The grant.
resolution.
Right.
Councilman Martin, if you would review your supporting documents, it might clarify things for you.
Say what?
If you review your supporting documentation, it might clarify things for you. She received the grant $1 for us. And so as part of the grant, since she was its agent, they will send the communications, that's the Cleveland Division of Water, will use her home as the point of contact and for communication. And also she will advise them in terms of the bidding process for the contractors will then be able to bid on the work for the Euclid, the infrastructure, the underground infrastructure for the Euclid resurfacing project.
My concern, and I heard what you said, Willingham, is that we're following the proper process.
Yes.
If she sends me an email, I'll check it out. I just want to make sure that we're doing this thing right. That's my concern.
We are following the proper protocols as prescribed by Cleveland Water.
Yes.
Yeah, we need representatives from them to come and talk to us, not just only the same people from, you know.
Well, we accepted the grant already last week.
Right.
But we need her to still tell us about the procedure.
So when they go out for bid, it goes through OHM or through the city of Water. How does that work? That's my question.
So the money comes from Cleveland Water. It's not the city's money. It comes from Cleveland Water, and the bid will follow the standard bid parameters for Cleveland Water in order to use the money. The reason you haven't seen this in a while, Councilman Martin, is because GDP was running this, and I believe it was 2013 or 14 is when they had a financial, the city stopped paying them. I don't want to say it like that, but the city stopped paying them. So that's why we haven't seen.
You repaired the relationship.
Yeah, and I repaired the relationship, but that's why we haven't seen any of this come across, because that relationship had been spoiled and Cleveland Water was not giving us any more funding. But through working with OHM, we have repaired that relationship with Cleveland Water. We have paid GDP the back monies we owed them. And many of you remember, they are part of the companies that are listed on our fiscal recovery plan to pay. So we have squared away that debt.
So, Keisha's on another Zoom call right now. She's at another Zoom meeting. She thought the meeting was for tomorrow. So she's on another Zoom meeting. So if you would allow her to speak at the
Willingham and she can speak tomorrow. So the regular council meeting is tomorrow, isn't it?
Right.
So that's fine.
Okay.
I'm all right with it. I just want to hear from her. We can get her tomorrow when we have our meeting at 6:30. Okay?
Yeah, I texted her. She thought the meeting was tomorrow.
Okay, let's move on. All right. Mr. President, let's move on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Councilman Martin. So we be moving ordinance number 19-20. Where's the first read? Move it to the regular council meeting. Next, we have remarks and requests of the public, 3 minutes. We have a few of our great public online, I believe. Mr. Irby.
Yes, good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Martin should understand that the city always had parking for council. I don't understand why you're trying to manipulate council and not put them a part of the parking space that they originally had. Second, to put a drug treatment place, and you're saying it's one already across the street from Shaw High School, that is not a drug treatment facility. That is a Huff Norwood.
That's right. It's Neon.
It's for treatment for dental. It's treatment for pregnancy. It's treatment for a lot of things. And drug treatment is not there. Why you can't move that drug treatment place to the lower end of Euclid?
They need that building.
Because they would be closer to University Hospital, Cleveland Clinic.
Okay, let's hear him.
Why is that not possible? Why are you putting something in Prevo that's not going to benefit our city? And then you want to talk about our children. This does not hinder our children. It's a disrespect to our children because the kids that go to Shaw, that are graduating, that are coming into Shaw, should see that we are better than just some drug heads and that we can move forward. I don't understand why you or anybody else don't understand that. I'm done.
Council and Mayor, to remarks of the public, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Council President. Holding these up earlier, this is what you asked for. I got one for every council. These are the stickers that will be going on the cars. As I wish you could be with me sometime, but I know the Council President hears this because when people are telling me, they say, hey, I've already talked to the Council President about cars being parked everywhere. We just left a resident complaining about a boat, not in her yard, but in the yard over. She's like, hey man, this guy has a boat. He's got about half a dozen cars over there. Residents across the city are fed up with these cars parked illegally. So we're gonna be putting these stickers on the cars, and we're gonna start towing these cars probably next month. So I have these copies for council. I'll let you cut them up and distribute them amongst yourselves, but I'll put these downstairs for you. Unless there are any questions or concerns of myself, that I do have one. I do have one other announcement. So today we issue say it again, Willa.
The curfew?
Yeah, so today we had to issue a curfew in light of all of the events that have been happening across the country over the last week or so. So yesterday, as many of you are aware, the store Villa was robbed, as well as Dollar General, I believe, was robbed yesterday. So there's been some unrest, some civil unrest, and as such, we issued a state of emergency in which we have issued a curfew. So the curfew will be from 8 p.m. tonight to 8 a.m. tomorrow, right? And one of the things that happened that actually helped precipitate this, there's some noise, if you will, on the internet, some chatter around a protest in front of City Hall. And I quote one of them as saying, oh, we're going to tear that place up. They never mentioned the incident that happened in regards to the life that was lost, Mr. Floyd last week. That was never mentioned as far as this protest goes. So we're not sure what type of a protest these individuals are seeking to have. It seems that they only intend to bring about unrest and not really be law-abiding citizens. So we had to address it in some way, shape, or form. Again, they never mentioned the life of Mr. Floyd or Black Lives Matter or any of that. So we're dealing with that. And again, there's a curfew in place, 8 p.m. tonight, 8 a.m. tomorrow. And that'll be basically on Euclid Avenue from Eddy Road, or I'm sorry, from Lakeview to the end of the city. So if there's any questions or concerns on me, that'll conclude my report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilman Austin?
Greetings, Council President. I hope you can hear me this time. I want to echo the sentiments of the mayor about the civil unrest and ask our people to consider where we are, our limited resources, and making sure we take every opportunity to protect what we have. That means taking care of each other. That means taking care of our infrastructure, our buildings. The limited resource that we have must be taken care of. And if there is a movement that we need to be on right now, is a movement to actually put our skill craft, I mean our ink pens and our paper to work so we'll know where we've won, where we've reached the place where we can actually make the change that is required right now. Governmental change, there's some policy change that's required, but tearing up our own communities will not get us to the place where we need to be. You know, we have to set the limit, document what we want to receive out of this so we know when we have achieved the goal that we set for ourselves as Black people, respectfully. We have to do what we can to take care of our community. So setting things on fire in our city does not make sense. Breaking into Black businesses for a Black cause does not make sense. Tearing up a limited resource does not make sense. Breaking into things in our own community, scaring our residents half to death. I received a late call last night, an early call first thing this morning. This is not what the citizens of East Cleveland want. This is not the way. So as we go down this path to find a solution to a nationwide problem, I think that there is a opportunity for us to have a forum or a discussion to give the residents of this great city an outlet so we can talk about the things that we want. So we can be the model city for other cities across the nation to follow because we've done it right. There was a few protests that went very well for other police departments that actually came out and asked the citizens, what do you want us to do? How can we better support you? And they said, walk with us. So those police departments that chose to send out the right people and actually walk with the protesters to find out what's going on and had a dialogue with them, a productive dialogue that is. So there is a way. I too was affected by seeing the young man killed by somebody that did not care about life at all, period. So I want our residents to know that we care. This thing matters to us. And we must, as a city, everybody, protect the boundaries of our city from nonsense. If you got a complaint or concern, write it down. This is my concern. This is the solution that I'd like to see come out of this event. And let that process play out the way it should. Thank you, Brother President. That's all I have. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Brother Councilman Austin. Councilwoman Gowdy?
Yes, I want to thank you from all coming out, but the protest is here. We are standing up for the police brutality that's happened across the nation. and we will not back down because a change need to be made. And that's what we is asking for, a change in our community and with our police officers so they can respect us. Our officers is racist. It's been happening throughout the decades, and it was a long time coming for somebody to speak out. And I am one of the persons that's going to be out there protesting for our freedom and for our rights to stand up for what we know that was wrong. These 4 cops need to be in jail. And nobody is standing up on our behalf saying arrest them and give them the time that they need, because this man cannot go home to his family. He can't go home to his children. And this has been happening to our children and children generation. So it's time to stand up for something and quit falling for anything. Yes, we got 85% of white cops here in East Cleveland that should never be here, but we got them here. And don't tell me that the black people don't want to apply. If you pay them a lot of the money that they deserve, they'll be over here just like the white cops. And these are some racist people that we are dealing with daily. You can't, we don't know if it's going to be one of our children. We don't know if it's going to be you by accidentally, you know? You can be led by a lot of things, but this is reality. And people need to start facing reality. And far as our meetings and stuff, the Zoom is not working no more, y'all. It's not working. The people want to be heard. They want to come back into the court, back into our, come back into the courtroom and talk to us, the chamber. We need to go back. We can stay distance, but we need to start having our meetings back into City Hall. Open the doors for the people. The church can open their doors, the bars can open their doors, and all these other people can open their doors. We sure enough can open our doors, especially the state store. Cleaning up, making money, left and right. And far as another thing about the treatment center, we got one down here. It used to be called the free clinic. Put it back down there at the free clinic, because I will be out there protesting because we have enough mental illness folks walking around here, and we don't need that around our children. Our children need to see something besides people coming in looking drug addicts coming in, drug addicts. It's a treatment, but sometimes the treatments don't even work. Somebody get treatment just to get a check. So we need to just get real with this. We need to move this treatment center. If they need treatment, take them down there where the free clinic used to be. It should be other options. And we know that the guy want to put it there, but it's too close by the school. Our children is seeing a lot. If you go down to one gas station, they got alcohol and whatever in there. All the gas stations that have beer and alcohol, what is we telling them? And we got a clinic across the street. Well, they need to go to the clinic. If they that sick, they need to go to the doctors and the clinic somewhere else. And that's my report for today.
Thank you, Councilwoman Gowdy. Councilman Nate Martin.
Yes, public safety is paramount. So we have to do what we have to do. We have a solid, I repeat, a solid police force. Most of our police officers are responsible. Not all of them. We know that. But we have to stay on top of that. A tragedy happened 7.5 years ago in East Cleveland. Not just Tamia Chapman just recently, but I'm thinking about Timothy Russell, Ernest Smith, and Melissa Williams. And they came up here and shot 137 times and nobody's been to jail. So being a police officer is a very important responsibility. And you have to exercise caution, discretion, and good judgment. And I think our police do that for the most part. But that happened. No justice has come. We always hear about no justice, no peace, but that ain't happened. That ain't happened. And we got a few nuts that broke out some some property in East Cleveland. We don't need that. We don't have that much here. Okay, we're making a turnaround. The mayor's trying to do the best he can. The council is doing the best they can. So we don't need that. We need to be safe. So I say, when it comes to our police, we have to monitor them. Most of them are good, but we keep an eye on those that are not doing the right thing all the time. We have our issues. Calvin Irby talked about the parking situation. Well, the last time it was really enforced, everyone, was when Wallace Davis was the mayor. We stayed on him about enforcing that. Now maybe that's going to happen again 20-some years later. So chases. Tamia Chapman. I'm working, and I'm going to, when I come together with my health and safety committee, we're going to come up with some type of legislation to put a check and balance on them running through East Cleveland, chasing folks. And I hope that it's the type of legislation that other municipalities be willing to adopt. But basically, we have to be safe. We have to look out for our citizens. We have a solid police department. We have a solid fire department, etc. And we need to start, here's where I'm at too. We need a police academy for young students at Shaw that may want to be police officers. And we need a fire academy for young students from Shaw who might want to be firemen. And I want us to start working on that. We have issues, but basically we haven't had to deal with the mess that took place this weekend in Cleveland. We can't tolerate that. How come we're going to tear something and we don't hardly have anything? We can't let that happen. So I'm encouraging the mayor to stay focused, to do what he has to do. And I'm encouraging protests, but positive protests. Not no protests where they're tearing up and looting and all that stupid stuff. I'm totally against that. So let's stay together. Let's work on that the best we can, okay? And I pray for our fire people, and I pray for our police officers, and I pray for the administration. We have something to do. Let us do it. And let us be proactive, and let us be positive. I have spoken. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Martin. Madam Vice President.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Can't hear you.
I said I will talk to y'all tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go, y'all, because time is ticking, and I need to leave.
Thank you very much.
Be safe.
All right, I'm leaving out too. Everybody be safe. Linda Cow, be safe.
Thank you. Have a
Take
good
care.
Take care.
All right. See you later. All right.